Joining us here on This Is Now, we're going to begin with some breaking news on today's first alert weather day. Leaning poles have forced the closure of Kamehameha Highway in both directions. The closure is between Haiku Road and He'eia Street. Crews are aware of it and they are working to get the road back open as soon as possible, but there is no word on how long this closure will last. Once again, Kamehameha Highway closed in both directions because of some leaning poles.
And man, do we have a lot of breaking news to get to on this first alert weather day. Just into our newsroom, we have this video coming in from the Salt Lake area, and just look at that pounding rain and some pretty strong winds there too. We're bringing in our Billy V now from the First Alert Weather Team with the very latest warnings that are out there, and there are a lot of them.
We will. We're going to give you right off at the top here a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for the island of Oahu, and also flash flood warning is in effect for the Hawaiian Islands. Let's go ahead and go through this real quickly here. We'll show you the radar and kind of give you an idea. This is the overall picture. Boy, what a juicy mist this is. You can see those lightning bolts. Those are places where lightning is happening. And of course, we'll get into this. We'll go island by island real quickly. Lihue, they had it early on this morning, and they are starting to kind of clear out. The front is located over them and just to the east of them as it starts to get towards Oahu. Now, we've got our share of showers here on the island of Oahu. Take a look at this. Last couple of hours. Last frame there, you see that central Oahu, that's starting to be the northern part of the windward side, and there are showers, thunderstorms just to the south of us, but that may skirt us on by, but that means it's going to be over to Maui. Maui has had some flooding issues. We'll get into that in a little bit, and This Is Now, but you can see that the rain is passing and the thunderstorms are going by. Hawaii Island, over to the west side, by Kailua Kona, they're about to get wet. They're going to get some rumbling, and they are going to continue to get these showers until about 6 o'clock tonight. This is not even the front yet. This is just prefrontal moisture. So as we get into this, let us go ahead and give you the first alert weather headlines, and we'll give you the breakdown. Once again, the first alert is for the front that is bringing strong wind, heavy rain, and big surf. The winds, warning levels, thunderstorms, possibility of hail today. And, of course, big surf, which we'll get into separately here in a couple of moments. We're talking about the winds. You mentioned Kaneohe a couple of moments ago. We're worried about power lines, downed branches, gusty winds, especially downslope. I will explain downslope in a moment for you. Rain, of course, severe thunderstorms. Flash flooding is possible on saturated ground. Good morning or good midday, Maui, Kihei area. Chelsea Davis is over there, and we're worried about the Kihei area because it's already saturated. Now, for those of you on all islands, this is the direction that the winds are coming. But what happens is trade winds are the exact opposite. We're worried about this because the windward side will see exceptionally high winds with those gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Notice as the winds come over the ko'olau, because they're sharp, and the winds pick up speed as it goes down the windward side of the mountains. And so that's not something that usually we see. Those on the windward sides of all islands should take precautions because it will pick up speed, and that is pretty much what you will get. Let's talk finally about the surf. Big numbers, 30 to 40 feet on the north shore, 20 to 30 feet. This is big enough so you're going to have some places on Farrington Highway. If you live on the west side, you know what I'm talking about, where the surf is coming up over the highway. These are the things you should be careful about. There are lots of warnings and a lot of things that we are watching today.
And that is why Hawaii News Now has issued what we call a first alert weather day. Just real briefly, describe to us what that is.
Well, what we want to do is we want to let you know. Usually you would hear first alert weather when something is coming up. Like we knew about this 7 days, 6 days out. So we started telling you about it, saying this is what we're concerned about. This is what you should watch out for. But on this day, where it's a first alert weather day, we know that there are conditions that can cause damage or major disruptions. Power outages. You see the phone poles that are leaning. So, and of course the weather itself.
And speaking of that, we have more new video just into our newsroom. This is from one of our producers. I believe this is coming from the Kalihi area, and you can just see yet again that water just pounding the area, making it a little difficult to drain there off the roof there on that warehouse building we're looking at right now. Look, it looks like almost like a waterfall rushing over those gutters. Billy, how long is this stuff going to stick around? Is this moving out quickly?
It's not moving out exactly quickly. Now, it is passing showers. They are on the move. When they're on the move, we're talking that they're going by at, maybe 20, 30 miles per hour. So it is passing showers. But there are two things. One, we're already saturated with water, and the second thing is that when it does come down, boy, is it coming down heavy. So the timetable on this is the front is on its way over towards Oahu. We have some of that over us already. Maybe about more 1 o'clock this afternoon, 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're talking about Maui County. Hawaii Island start to have the full effects of this evening as we go 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. this evening. It'll start to get better tomorrow afternoon. We'll start to see it diminish. We'll start to seeing it drying. And then we'll get into the rest of the week where the weather will change. We'll have light winds and we'll see sunshine.
Just in time for Christmas. All right, we got even more video coming into our newsroom, right, Dylan?
Yes, we do. We want to take you to the island of Molokai. Let's start off with that video there.
Here it comes, right now.
Yes, you can see over there on the island of Molokai some severe flooding along the highways and the roadways there. This video sent to us by one of our viewers, Keani Rollins Fernandez, mahalo nui. Look at that. Amazing. A river just flooding through the roads there. Crews are definitely keeping an eye on, as Billy mentioned, these areas that are already heavily saturated, and it's areas like that we will see the most ponding on the roadways.
And this is not a unique situation we're seeing right here. This, I imagine, is taking place. Very similar ponding scene taking place in several areas across the state right now. So, guys, real quickly, you have another video coming in. You mentioned Maui, and this is where this image is coming to us from, right, Dylan?
Yeah, this image, look at that, road washed out. I'm not sure on the exact location of this in Maui. I'd have to double check my notes on that. But we got this video in not too long ago. And again, this severe flooding that we're talking about today is playing out all across the state in areas all over where the water just converges and creates a river. And so that's why it's so important to be aware of the warnings that are issued. And again, Oahu is currently under a severe thunderstorm warning until about 1:30 this afternoon.
And I believe when Chelsea sent this in, she said that it was a Nu'u bridge that has been washed out there. Billy, you're saying this is really concerning for the Valley Isle, because you look at this. This was before this latest round is coming into them. Very saturated stuff. So the saturated ground is only going to get hit by more extreme weather and extreme rain, and that's not good.
Yeah, in this instance here, this was pre-frontal moisture because the front hasn't even hit Maui yet. So what happened this morning on the radar, we saw it. You're familiar with the West Maui Mountains, and then, of course, Haleakala on the other side. So what happened was all of the lightning and the thunder and the thunderstorms that were happening looked like it covered Haleakala, one half of the island, or 2/3 of the island. So just to see all of that happening right there, and you see it right there on your screen, some of the results.